Yeah, I think so.
Good. You are good. Yeah. You are good. Let's go. I'd like to introduce Play It Forward.
Good morning. My name is Ryan, and I'm pleased to introduce Play It Forward to you. My background is I'm at the School of Natural Resource and Environment, and this is Sarah. She's representing business and health. Rachel, economics and environment. Pascal, medicine and business, and Aisha from the School of Information. We're very pleased to share our plans with you today and are confident that by the end of it, you'll see that we serve a significant market and address real public health needs in the process. We all juggle multiple commitments every day and are forced to make a series of trade-offs in the process. Will I go to the gym or will I cook dinner? Will I spend time with my significant other or significant time on this work? These small daily decisions, these trade-offs, add up to real implications for public health and our well-being. Meet Seth. Seth is a 29-year-old server at Zingerman's Deli. When he's not serving up your favorite sandwich, you'll find him running in the yard or along the trails of the Huron River. Seth loves to call Ann Arbor home. As such, he wishes he could give back more to his community. And this is Marie.
Marie is a 19-year-old sophomore at University of Michigan. She volunteers regularly, but even though she does that, it's hard to do with all of her schoolwork. More important to Marie is staying fit. She recently lost 40 pounds, and she really wishes she had more time to exercise.
So as you can see, both Seth and Marie have a lot on their minds. For Seth, it's his community, and for Marie, it's exercise. Both of them face major hurdles to meeting their goals. For Seth, it's money. He doesn't have a lot of extra cash laying around to give back to local nonprofits.
For Marie, it's time. As a full-time student, she's always trying to squeeze more out of her 24-hour day.
These seemingly small personal challenges add up to major issues of public health concern, including subpar national levels of fitness and epidemic levels of obesity and other chronic illnesses. So enter Play It Forward. Play It Forward is a mobile app that gives users the opportunity to do good for others while doing good for themselves. Users earn money for local nonprofits with every step they take. This money goes to these nonprofits to complete projects selected by the users. In this way, users' healthy habits translate into a healthy, thriving community. It provides the motivation to take better care of ourselves and the means to take better care of our neighbors. So how does it work? After the user has downloaded the app, they will sync it with their favorite fitness tracker. Seth is a Fitbit user, so he would choose Fitbit. Pointed there. All right. He will then enter his user information, which allows Play It Forward to talk to Fitbit and download his fitness tracking activity. He'll then select the nonprofit he wishes to support. He'll select Ann Arbor Track Club. If Seth ever wants to see his progress, see how many points or dollars he's contributed to the cause, he can click on points, and there you have it. And if he ever wants to see how far along the project is to completion, there it is. That is his motivation to keep going.
So we know this concept is already out there. You can see that in Run for Good and Charity Miles. For example, Run for Good and Charity Miles both count running and walking toward charitable contributions. Charity Miles also counts biking and allows its users to support a variety of causes that they care about. Play It Forward would do this, but more. In addition to doing these, as Ryan explained, this would be a background app that syncs with current fitness trackers, which we think is really crucial to adoption. Additionally, it's focusing on local nonprofits, not just national organizations that are kind of faceless to you if you live in a particular community and you want to support your local nonprofit. We think that these will really create differentiating factors that will help us gain additional traction. So having gone through the user side, I'd like to give you a little bit more of a back-end information on the sponsors and beneficiaries. Starting with the sponsors, and as you'll see in the nonprofits, we've actually gained traction having spoken to the directors or the owners of each of the logos you see on the slide. And they've all expressed interest in potentially being partners. Really, the sponsors, their role is to provide funding. This is truly from a corporate social responsibility perspective. And we've heard from them that they would be willing to do so. They're also responsible for promoting the app to the customers. This way, we're not just doing a direct-to-consumer entry of the app into sort of the black hole that is the iTunes store. They would be giving it directly to the consumers. Really, their motivation is that this aligns with their civic corporate goals, and it gives them a way to connect with their target audiences. For nonprofits, again, all of whom we've spoken with, really why they're motivated is that they're a direct beneficiary. They're also indirectly benefiting the community. More importantly, we think this really reflects the ecological model in public health. It's not just about individual factors that affect your health status, it's about the community around you and the resources available to you. So we started our customer discovery journey with the idea that we wanted to track users of fitness mobile apps and devices, and from there we did a survey, and we had 55 respondents that pointed us toward additional insights. We ended up honing in on millennials as an ideal customer segment, and as we've mentioned before, we would want to start in Ann Arbor because this is a really local place-based concept. With a conservative estimate of 1% penetration, you can see we have just over 500 individuals for Ann Arbor that we would actually be targeting to adopt the app in Ann Arbor. Using some estimates of a certain percentage of dollars donated per mile per year, we actually estimated it out that with those 533 individuals, this could translate to just over $160,000 a year in Ann Arbor. The 16.2 million is kind of our pie in the sky concept, and we recognize that this could all be manipulated pretty easily moving forward. So in conclusion, over the next 6 months, we hope to do a beta test and some additional customer discovery insights. Within 3 months of the beta test, we would hope to do a full launch, and in a year, we would like to have 500 users. In order to meet this milestone, we recognize that we need a programmer to build out the back end of the application. So based on that, our ask today for the programmer compensation and the additional overhead it would require, we believe that we would need $113,500 to fully launch the app. So in conclusion, we think that Play It Forward is really merging the spaces of technology, fitness, and philanthropy to take advantage of a quickly growing $340 million market. We think that we're leveraging both the local place-based concepts with some competencies of global fitness trackers. And we really think that your funding will help us get towards success. Thank you so much. Please join us. And we'd love to take any questions.
How do you all get paid?
So for at least the first year, we don't anticipate taking any money out of this. So we told you that $80,000 or the $113,000 for the programmer, that's assuming they want a salary of $80,000. If they're happy to come on board for partial ownership, all the better. But for the first year, we anticipate taking absolutely no salary.
So there was one part of this that really sticks with me as a very attractive differentiating feature. I wonder if you could explain it a little more fully. So that is, I've seen a lot of things like this, many more than you had up on the screen. But what might be different, and I'm curious if it really is different, is trying to access the app user by having them sign up at the store or the sponsor's company website so that the company, the sponsor, views this as a way to connect with their clients and it's a marketing expense. So have you thought about what companies typically pay or happy to pay to get someone to sign up and give them their email, the user's email?
No, we didn't actually do any research on that. Because we were talking with local organizations, we were first starting with local companies. That didn't really come up in our analysis, but we absolutely recognize that when we want to transition later to perhaps larger companies like REI and Whole Foods, that type of information will be critical. But no, we didn't figure that out.
I mean, you make the argument to the sponsor that not only are you doing good, but this is an effective, cheaper way for you to get
right. We absolutely, yes.
that mailing list.
Yes.
Just to also go on the promotion end of this, of how to really engage individuals in using the app, the nonprofits have an incentive as well to be promoting this, to be reaching out to their current members and say, this is a really great opportunity, this is a program that we're with, it helps us receive funds in the end, please consider downloading this app. So it really is from both ends, there's promotion that takes place, so it isn't just lost on some app store.
New Step, how much were they willing to sponsor you at? What were the levels that you were finding?
So we had between $1,000 and $5,000. So these are, and again, we've only contacted a small number of companies, but the idea is that once we start with these local organizations, if we gain traction, we can then go to the larger REI, Whole Foods, who maybe have a lot more money to give for CSR.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the correlation? Like someone goes out and runs a mile, what does that, how much?
25 cents a mile, which is comparable to what Charity Miles does right now. So that's what our calculation was based on.
And same for biking?
Biking is 10 cents.
10 cents a mile, yeah.
Okay. Great.
I want to revisit your question about how we eventually make money. It would be taking off a processing fee with every charity, with every donation. And so let's say Bivouac puts forward $5,000. Eventually we take like 0.5% of that. We haven't exactly figured out what the valuation would need to be, but it's within the 1 to 5% range.
1 to 5%.
Yeah.
What are your criteria for determining who gets the funding? How do you determine which nonprofits should be in and who should not be? How are you going to make that determination?
So it'll be some type of grant or interest proposal that they'll submit. We do want to focus on community and environment and health-based nonprofits. So the ones that we have contacted and actually had conversations with, they all have mission statements that align with that. But one thing that we do want to work on is actually having some type of process to narrow down the group of nonprofits, but also have it be ease of access for them. We want to make these funds readily available, but still have some type of system to identify appropriate nonprofits. And same goes with the businesses as well. We're not going to be reaching out to, you know, the Quickie Burgers of Ann Arbor. This is very identified within health and environment-based businesses and nonprofits.
And I'll just say, I really liked your opening. Your intro was very professional, nicely done. Engage the listener with the individual stories. I thought that was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.